Okay. So, in our last session, we have seen about these methods, right? Okay. I will give you one small program that you have try, or I'll only explain you here somewhere. Here. So it's a very simple program. It's a swap without using third variable or with using third variable. You can try swap program. So what is this swap program? Is like if there are integers x is there, okay, let us say integer x is having value 10 and integer y is having value 5, then what you have to do, you have to swap these values. That after swapping in your console, the x value should be 5 and y value should be 10. Okay, try this one. What the logic you will apply for that without using a third variable. Third variable means this is the third variable. Let us say z. I'm not using this third variable. We can use it. There are two logics. You can use the third variables and swap the numbers. And also you cannot use this third variable and swap. There are two logics are there. Just try how to do this. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So this is one program. Then in our last class, we have seen about static, right? So in static, what I have seen, I told you that static is a keyword, right? That is a keyword that is used for the memory management. Mainly it is used for the memory management, okay? Okay, so like when you are using static keyword, okay, it will create a single copy for, let us say, for variable you are creating a static, you can use static keyword for variables, you can use static keyword for methods as well. So when you are creating using static keyword for variables, it will create a single copy storage for that variables. When you create a use the static keyword for methods, it will create a single copy. So it's basically static is used for the memory management. Okay. So there are some rules for this static also. Okay. What are the rules? We need to remember these things because sometimes in our framework, we'll also get confused like where to use this static or why to use it. So that's the thing. So that's why you just need to remember. So static is a keyword which can be used for variable. Also, it can be used for method. That is the first thing. Okay, it is. But it cannot use for class. You cannot use static while creating a class. Okay, so static cannot be declared for a class. Okay, so this one is not possible. Creating a class using static is not possible. But we have a concept of nested class. Okay. Inside a class, we can create another inner class. Okay. So at that point, when it is inner class, there you can use this static. Inner class, we can use this static keyword. Okay. So these are the things we need to remember when we create a framework, when we are creating class and we are trying to make it a static, but it is not happening. We are getting error. So why? Because there is some restriction in Java. So that we need to remember that direct implementation of static keyword to class is not possible. But when it comes to inner class, it can be possible. Okay. So what is the use of the static keyword? What I told you, like it is the memory management, right? It is firstly, it is used for the memory management. Okay. So when we use static as a keyword in method, the first thing is yesterday I told you that whenever we use the static as a method, then no need to create an object of that one, right? We can directly call that method. That is the one thing. And if the variable is also static, means you can directly access that data or that variable without creating an object. So so when you use static, it is implemented for variables, it is implemented for methods, it is implemented for block. No need to create an object for that one. Directly you can call. Okay, that's how we are doing the memory management. Why? See, if we are not using static, then there is one object we need to create inside our JVM by using this new keyword, right? So it means what? It is taking memory. This object is also taking memory, right? So to memory management, what we do is in some places we use static as a method. So that's why we no need to create another object and use the memory, right? So memory management we are doing over here. So that's the use of static. Okay. So one more question, sometimes it asks like, is it allowed to change the value of static variable in Java? Means whenever you are defining a variable, a static variable, let us say this B I have defined as a static, can I change the value of this variable? Yes, you can change the value. There is nothing like you cannot change. It's not become a constant. It can be changed. The value can be changed. Okay, these are the some rules that in Java we have for static. Fine. So that's what about static. Then we have some more thing like what is static method, non-static method, and why static methods can be overridden or not. So overridden, method overriding, method overloading in our in future classes we'll read. Sorry, we'll go through. So that time I will explain about why static cannot be overridden. Okay, so method overriding things is not till now we have not discussed. So that's why I'll not discuss this point right now. Next, we'll go to today's topic of Java that we have already covered the arrays concept, right? We have seen under arrays, the single dimensional array we have seen, right? So this is called single dimensional array, where we have only one dimension. So similarly, we can create a multi-dimensional array also. That is called double dimensional array or multi-dimensional array as well. Okay. So for now, let's have this single dimensional array concept. Okay. So when it comes to multi-dimensional, I'll let you know about what is multi-dimensional and how to use it. The main topic of OOPS Java is the OOPS concept. Okay. Maybe you have heard this term called OOPS concept. So what is OOPS concept? OOPS concept comes like that is OOPS is nothing but organizing your code in a real world project. We use OOPS concept. Okay. So here mostly used OOPS concepts are first is the class. Okay. Whatever you have seen till now is this is the class, right? We have created a class for each program first. That is nothing but class is your blueprint of your program. Okay, class is a blueprint. It is called the blueprint. Inside the class, you can create methods, you can create variables, you can create blocks, you can execute your logic. Everything can be done inside the class only. So class is nothing but the blueprint of your program, right? So that is the first concept of OOPS, that is class concept. It is a blueprint. Next comes the object. Okay, object is nothing but instance of a class. Like to call any method, call any variable, what you are doing, you need to create a object of that class first. Without creating an object, and if it is not a static, then you cannot call the methods or variables and use that one, right? So till here what we did, we created an object, right? How we created? We created this object for whom? We created this object for this class itself, right? The class name only we have mentioned here. So that's what. So object is what? It's an instance of this class. That is the another concept of OOPS. Okay. Then comes the instance variable. What is instance variable? Okay, instance variable is nothing but which is defined inside the class is called inside instance variables. Like let us say I'll come here, okay, variables in Java, I'll go to this program and you can see here we have defined some variables inside this class, right? So these all are called instance variables. Okay, and this is also called as non-static variables because it is not defined as a static. If it is static variable, then static keywords would be defined over here. Okay, so instance variables are called non-static variables and it is inside the class. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So that is about instance variable. Then comes the method concept. What is method? Yesterday we have seen about method, right? Method is nothing but the function that acts on the whatever data you have provided inside the class that will run inside the method, right? So that's about method. That is the function that acts on class data. Okay. So these are the main thing in for the class. When to run the class, we need the object, we need variable, we need method, then only your class will run with the main method, right? So that's what about class concept. Then we know then then we already seen how to create a class. We have already seen this thing, right? How to create a class and object. Class and object. How to create a class? We know that we can create a class by using a access specifier. So this is called the access specifier. So when we write public, means it can be, this class can be accessed throughout your program framework. Okay. So that's the access specifier. That's the rule of this public one, I can say. So first we have to define the access specifier, then the class keyword we are using, then the class name, right? That is the way we can create a class, right? So this is what we can use, create a class. So then let us say I'll create a class over here. Where is my project? I'll create a new Java class, oops concept. Okay, oops concept. I'll create. Actually, I'm having a shoulder injury, so that's why it's a little bit difficult to type as well for me. Uh,
If we need a rest, then we can have tomorrow.
yeah,
Rashmi,
yeah,
don't
that's
think.
no, that's fine. It's last week only. That's why I couldn't able to make do the session. So now a little bit fine. Okay, so this one, what I'm saying about oops concept, right? So here we'll create a, first we'll create a main method. Let us say public static void main string arguments. Okay, so I've created a main method inside it. Okay, so now what I will do is I'll create public class oops. Okay, this is the class. I will create few variable inside it. String type, let us say I'm creating a name. Then I'm creating integer type is. Okay, two variable I have created. And I will create one method over here called void display. What it will display? It will display this two things, system.out.print. What it will display? It will display first the name. Okay, then it name is, okay, so name is, and then age, sorry, age. Okay, there are two things it is displaying, nothing else. Okay, then now you tell me I need to call this method. Where I will call?
Main class, main method.
Main method, right? So
Yeah.
here I will go. For calling this method, what I need to do? I need to create an object, right? So oops
Yeah.
class object I need to create. So new, then oops. Okay, that's it. Then through this object, what I need to do? I
Dot
need to call
display.
this method, right? So I will
Yeah.
call this method display. Okay, fine. This is fine.
Yeah.
So when I
Yeah.
run this one, what it will do? Okay.
Null, right? Current no values, I
Ah,
think.
sorry, we have not given any value, so that's why it is giving null. So now what we have to do? We have to give value. So how you will give value? Either you can give value over here while declaring the variable itself, you can give, or else you can create a parameter here. You can give it like that, or else there is another way also. That is here, throw this object, call that variable. See, you can call this variable and you can give the value over here. Let us say this value I have given. Then throw this object, call another variable, okay, and give the value over here. This is also okay. This is another way to give the value. Okay. So we have yesterday we have seen another way by creating the parameters, right? But do one thing, call this before display. If you do that after this, then the execution will give the just the same thing only. Okay, so
Yeah.
here when I initialize this like this and run it,
Yeah.
okay, so now you got the values. Okay, so this way also we can use it. right? So here what we did, we have created a class, we have created an object. So this is comes under oops concept, first thing. The second thing is constructor. So what is constructor basically? So that we need to know about it. So constructor is nothing but we need to use it for the class. So right now already we have created a constructor. Okay. So here you can see this is one constructor. Okay. So what is constructor? Constructor is how to call constructor. Constructor is called through the class name itself. First thing, constructor is called through the class name itself. Why constructor is called? Okay, what it does? So it has the first thing is it is called through the class name. Whatever class name is there, it is called that. And constructors never have a return type. Like void, we have used the method return type, right? Void or return or any data type to return. So that's what we cannot use it for the constructor. Okay. So and here automatically when you call an object, the constructor will be called. That's why it is called as default constructor. Here used default constructor. Default constructor means it is automatically called when you call a create an object. Okay, so that's why default constructor comes over here. Sorry, constructor spelling is wrong. CUNTRO, CUNS TRUCTOR constructor. Okay. So default constructor in the sense there is no parameter inside this constructor. That is called default constructor. And when default constructor is called, when that object is created at that time, default constructor is called. Okay. So it is called the Java provides the automatical constructor. Okay. So that's what about this constructor. Next comes, there are different types of constructors are there, that is parameterized constructor, default constructor. Okay. So we'll see the parameterized constructor as well. So here, till now we learn about how to call a default constructor. I'll explain about parameterized constructor. Let me give another name, rename. Okay, I'm creating a class over here. And this class is having some data, like let us say string type model it is having. Okay. Then it is having integer type here. Okay, fine. Here it is having. Then I will create a, so see, right now what I am doing, car. So when I type CA, so here you can see that this symbol, this means it is a constructor. And it's a class name, right? C is the class name. So you can use this as a constructor as well. So inside the constructor, when I'm not using anything means it's a default constructor. When I'm using parameter, then it becomes a parameterized constructor. What I can do is I can give two parameters like this, two variables, integer type m, integer type y. Okay. So what exactly it will do is, whatever value I will send to this parameter m will assign to model. Whatever value I'm sending to the parameter y will assign to year. Okay. So now what I did is I created one parameterized constructor and there I have given this, I have assigned like this. Okay. So now let us say this one is there. Next, I will create a main method. I will give you the difference between method and the constructor. We have created yesterday parameterized method. Now we are creating parameterized constructor, right? So there is a difference in here, public static. Wait a minute. String type arguments. Okay. So first thing is we need an object to call it. So okay, mine is small, right? Car. Let us say this is the object I have created. Then new, then car. Okay. So here, like this we are creating, right? When you create an object. Where did you create an object? Variables close, main
Yeah.
close. Okay, here you have created object like this, right? And you have invoked the default constructor. By default, it is invoked. Not you have not invoked, by default it is invoked, right? But when you have used constructor as a parameter, then it will throw you an error. It will ask like expected two arguments because this constructor is now is a parameterized. Okay, so you cannot invoke here, the Java cannot invoke here the default one. You need to give the value over here. So I need to give the value. One is the model, is a string type, right? And one is the year, which is a integer type. So I need to provide the value now. Now the value is provided inside it. Now what I need to do is I need to call this. So for that, what I will use is I will create a method public void display. This method I will use it here. Okay, what it will do, it will display system.out.print. Sorry, it will display model plus it will display year. Okay, this is the thing. Next, what you need to do is you need to call this one with the object c1 dot display. That's it. Now, if you run it, you will get the value over here. You will get the value over here. Okay. So that's how constructor is used. Okay. So that's how constructor is used. Here, the difference, see the difference. Here you have created the object. With the object, you call the method. Okay. And the method is called. And here default constructor is created. But here, if you see, it is parameterized. Whenever you created a parameterized constructor, you have to pass the value. Now, again, if I want to use again with another value, then what I need to do is I will create an object car. Okay, another object I have created. I will give a value over here. Okay, so these are the values I will to provide over here for this one. Sorry, 2021. And next, with this object, again I will call it. Okay, c2 dot display. So now when I run this program, two methods will call with two objects. The same method is calling with two objects. Okay, there is no println, so that's what is displaying in one line. Run it. Okay, so this will be display. Sorry. Okay, so that's how it is displaying. So that's how you can call the parameterized constructor over here. Okay. So why constructors are used? Constructors are because it is used to initialize the object. First thing is constructor is used to initialize the object. That's why constructor is used. By default, it will take the default constructor. Okay. So apart from that, you can create a parameterized constructor as well. Okay. So that's about constructor concept. Fine.
So,
Anything? Yeah.
is there any difference methods yesterday's class and today's?
Yeah, yesterday what we did is we have used parameter inside the method, not the constructor. If you see here, yesterday you have used like this, right? We have created a method. When you use public void, and this is a method name is different, and we have used the parameter inside that. But today what we did is we have created a constructor, and constructor is the same as the class name. See, that's the difference. And inside the constructor, we have passed two parameter and we have assigned that parameter to the variable. Okay. So this is another way. So constructor is by see, if you're not creating parameterized constructor, then also there is a by default constructor is invoked that is called default constructor. We have another advantage is we can use a parameterized constructor without creating a method. In the constructor only we will create and use that constructor. Okay, so that's how constructors are used. Yeah.
Okay. So here white displays comes under constructor only, or
No, no,
it is a
that's a different method. It's not coming under constructor.
it's a
It's a method we
method.
have called inside the class.
Okay. Only car one, it is a constructor. That's it, right?
Yes, the car one is the constructor over here. One second, let me. There are lots of background noise.
Okay. Can you scroll up?
Yeah.
So other one, sorry. Just now you have explained, right? Car example.
Okay. Car example. This one.
Yeah. Okay. Here class name is car and constructor name is car only. Okay. And initial object creation for construction and the methods it's same only, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
It's
we
the
need to
same.
pass value.
Hmm. We'll move forward.
So Selenium testing, right? I mean,
Hmm.
so which one we use most, constructor or
We used
methods?
both. We use both. We use constructors and we use methods. Constructors are used, okay, whenever there are parameters are there, when we need to call that parameters. So more parameters need to use, then we will use the constructors. Methods are used for the particular pages where we interact with the web elements. Okay,
Okay.
fine. So that's about Java concept for today. Okay. Then what we'll do is we'll move to the Selenium concept as well. In Selenium, what we have seen is like okay, this
Hmm.
concept we have used it. Okay. Uh
Rashmi, can you go back to the car one? I mean, just
okay,
want
okay.
to see once. Glance. Scroll up from the car. Okay. So here we can create multiple objects, right?
Yes,
Similar.
yes. We can create multiple objects and we can pass the parameters over there.
Okay. In methods also we do the same, right? I mean, there also we can call multiple times, multiple objects also we can create.
So in methods, what it is you're doing, you can call the one object only and give the parameters, change the parameters this
Okay.
way. Okay.
Okay.
Basically, constructor is used to initialize the values, okay, like the parameters, through parameters we are passing, right?
Hmm.
Every time manually we cannot use, initialize the value of any variable. So for that purpose, what we need to do is we can create a constructor, we can call it in our through the object, and we can give the values, different values, right? So that's the one flexibility constructor is giving us. So default constructor or else parameterized constructor, we can use it. Okay.
Okay. Maybe, yeah. Maybe once we deep dive into testing part, then we'll understand.
Yes. Yeah. So
Yeah. Yes.
mostly currently when you go through the Java concept, one thing is you just need to know that these are the concepts are there as a
Mhm.
testing perspective, I'm saying. Then
Yeah.
when we do the frameworks and we are hands-on experience when we do on the framework and the testing level, then we got to know like, okay, this concept is used in this way.
Mm.
So for the developers, it is required to go to the all the advanced concepts in Java, but for us, it's not. Should know only the soups concept mainly. We should be okay.
Okay.
Hmm. So then, and a selenium. Mhm. Okay, fine. In selenium, we have seen how to use the send keys. This method we have seen send keys method, right? This
Yeah.
is used when you want to send the values. We have seen click method. Click method is used to click any buttons, right? Then we have some radio buttons, okay? Radio buttons, check boxes, these are there. Okay, we will see that. Let's see in Orange HRM we have this radio button somewhere or not.
And drop downs.
Click on admin. Okay, we have these check boxes.
Okay.
This is called check boxes, right? And let's see where is radio button. Do we
I
have
think
any?
add is there, right? Maybe in that.
This is drop down. Um, Let's see, we need to create one test scenario so that we can use that one. Checkboxes. Fine, let's go one from here or else can go somewhere else for the radio buttons one.
I think my info. Just try there.
My info. Where is my info? Oh, yes, thank you.
Hmm.
So we have this radio buttons, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how to interact with this radio buttons and checkboxes, okay? So that we'll see now. Okay, first thing there is a test case we need to create. First thing, we need to log in. We need to click on my info. Okay. Then we come here and under personal details, we need to fill all details. Later we will do. First we need to make some changes over here. We need to select female or male. This is one scenario we need to select, and then we have to click on save. Okay. So this is how to handle these radio buttons. We'll see. So radio buttons, what is it? Either one you need to select, right? In radio buttons, but in this checkboxes, you can select either one or else you can select multiple, right? That's the difference between radio button and the checkboxes, right? So here to handle this one, we have a different way. Okay, so first is that we need to use the click. That is the by default method. We need to do click over there, right? So before clicking, what else we have over there is like how to handle these radio buttons. We'll see now. Okay, so handling this, we'll use, sorry, what happened here? No, 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 please. Don't go, that's it. I'm doing class right now. Don't stop, okay? Okay, yeah, fine. Hmm. Okay, so first let us find out the spec, my info, this one, right? Okay, my info. Inside that you have a text. So what will be the XPath for this one? Can you please tell me?
Yeah, double slash span. Uh, then under that, we can use the text also. Text.
Hmm.
Then equal to the text one we can put. Or else if it has long information, we can use contents.
Right. Okay, we got that. Right. This is the XPath for that one. I can use this one. Fine. Once you come to this XPath, let's create a test case over here. New Java class. What is that? My info, right? Add details under my info. Add details to my info. Add details to my info. We can do this. Okay. So here we need to do these all send kiss login. Okay, till login it will be there only itself. Okay, fine. After login, it click. Then what we need to do is the same driver dot find element by dot XPath. Then what is the XPath? We have just now, oh sorry. This is the XPath, right? This XPath we will use over there. Okay. So this XPath we have used, then dot click. Okay. So it will click. It will click over there. Fine. So what we are doing till now, we come to dashboard. Okay. Then we came to the my info page. We click the my info page, and then we have to add some data over there. So whatever data is there, like text box is there, means that's your task, that you just need to find out the XPath for the text box and add that data over there. Okay. So next is we need to check the once the data is it specifically, I will focus today on the radio button only. On the send kiss one, you know that how to do it, so you can do it, right? So now we will check for the radio buttons. Here, come to the orange HRM and inspect on the radio buttons. Okay, so if you see, this is having under level tag, and then under level tag there is a input tag. Okay, input tag is there, input tag, and the type is the radio, value is 1, span tag is there, Mail is the text is written and level is okay. So fine. If you see the tags over here, if you see here, under level tag is starting here, ending here. Inside that you have a text called mail. Okay, you have a text mail over here. So you can create a direct one like level text. Okay, level text and see it's pointing there itself.
Yeah.
Okay, when it is pointing there itself, what you need to do is just need to use this one. First, you need to find out the locator. Once you find out the locator, dot click you do. Okay, so when you do dot click, it will select. This is one way. So this is one way to create it. So what I need to do is I will use this driver dot find element by dot XPath. What is XPath? This one. Okay. Then I will do dot click. So it will click it. So once the XPath is clicked, right? Okay. So then once it is done, what you have to do is you need to do perform some validation that either the radio button is clicked or not. Okay. So for that, we have few methods. What are the methods are there to verify the validation that buttons are clicked or not? Okay. One is selected. One is selected method. Another one is displayed method. Is displayed method. Another one is enabled method. Okay, these are the methods are there to perform the validation for this radio buttons, like either it is clicked or not, or selected or not, or enabled or not. We need to check that one. So how we will verify that thing? Through this web element concept only we will verify it. Okay, so for verification, what you need to do is here you will create an object of this web element again. Okay, so web element type, what this is a radio button type, right? So I will create it as a radio element. I'm just creating a radio element, web element type, radio element. Okay. So next what I will do, I will use the same driver. Okay. Driver dot find element by dot. Okay. By dot, what is this XPath, right? By this XPath. What is the XPath? This one. This is the XPath, right? By dot XPath. This is the XPath. Fine. This XPath. So now I have created one web element, radio element. What I will do is it is selected or not, I need to check. For selected or not, I need to check. So if it is selected, then it should return something, right? So that only we will get to know like it is selected or not. So what it will return? It will return the Boolean type, either true or false it will return. Okay, so that's the one it will return. So what it will return? A Boolean type. So let us create a Boolean type. Let us create a Boolean type. Okay, variable. Let us create a Boolean type variable select. Okay, select this one. So this is the select variable I created. What I will do, I will call this web element. This web element is nothing but in mail radio button, right? Dot. See, you can see that. Through this web element for verification, we can get it. And how I say, know that this is data type Boolean, it will take. See, it's you can see the data type also. What it will take. These methods, it will take the Boolean type. Either true, it will throw or else it will throw false. That's what is showing Boolean type over here. Is selected. Okay, I'll select is selected. So what it will do, it will validate that mail buttons, okay, mail radio button is selected or not. Fine. First thing. Okay, next. Once it is selected, what it will return? It will return true, right? Already it will return true. True where it will return? Here. Under this select state, it will return true, right? Next is what you need to do is, okay, what you need to do is this one is not required first. First is we will create a web element. Okay. That is for this mail radio button, we have created a web element. Then first we will select that, we will check it, verify either it is selected or not. Okay, let us say it is not selected, then it will give you false. Okay, that is giving you false. So either true or false, how we will check? What logic we will apply from Java? Can you please let me know?
If
So we'll use if over here. So if condition, we will check for this select state. Okay.
yeah.
So we'll use this select state if condition, and we will check if select state is equal to false. Okay.
Mhm.
If it is false, then what you need to do? Click on that radio button. If it is true,
Yes.
no need to click, right? So what
Mm.
is that button? This is the button, right? Radio element is the button. So we'll use this radio element dot click. That's it. We'll use this
Okay.
radio element dot click. So this way we will interact with radio element. Sorry, interaction with the radio element. We do like this. Okay, this is the direct way. Fine. So first
Yeah.
we need to create a web element. Then we have to use this isSelected method. Then we can run it. Okay.
So,
Similarly,
yeah, Rashmi, so always we'll create web element, right? So that
yes.
will not be, every time will not be putting XPath.
No, no, no. Directly every time no need to put an XPath.
Mm.
Through web element method only, these methods are coming. These methods are a part of web element interface. Okay. So that's why. Similarly, you can use is displayed also. If is displayed, when you use is displayed, it means that element is displaying. If it is displaying, then you can use this other condition, is selector or not, then you can click. Okay. So is displayed is also used, is enabled is also used for that. Fine. So similar, either you can use is selected, is displayed, or is enabled. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's how we, what I'm saying, we are interacting with the radio buttons. Now, we'll see some more over there. My info, this is a send keys. You can add it by yourself. Employee ID also send keys. Okay. This is this one letter will calendar, how to handle calendar, I'll explain. This is drop down, that also I will explain. Drop down, how to handle drop down. This is drop down, this is text field. Okay. Then save it is a button. Fine. This is uploading documents and image, that one also we'll go through. Fine. So we'll see from here the checkbox. Your task is for my info, wherever the send keys are there, no, just find the experts and put data over here and check that you can able to put data here or not.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. For the admin, okay, sorry. Where we have seen, okay, here. Next, we have checkboxes, right? So here we'll see how to handle these checkboxes. So here, when I click over here, it's selected all. Or here, when I click, it's selected one by one, right? So this way, the checkboxes are checked. Let's inspect this first. First, you need to inspect the checkboxes. Inspect, come here, elements. You can make it down and inspect this checkbox. Okay. So it is here, level, input, div. Okay. When I level, insert level, we have span. We have first one, that is I. Then like this, we have all different, right? So as you can see that if I inspect this, okay, only class is there, right? So anything the locator for this one, if you go through this checkbox, okay, class, we cannot find. We need to find a specific one for only for the first one. Okay, so let's check. We have here checkbox type. Let's see with checkbox type how many is coming. Input, input tag, type equal to checkbox. See, there are 23 checkboxes there inside here. Okay, so how many checkboxes are there? 23. Which one I want, that we need to check. So first one, where it is pointing? Is sorry, it is the last one. It is pointing me here. This is the first row it is pointing, but I want for the second one, right? Second one. When you want for the second one, what you can do is you can use the index position over here. We can use that in our XPath also, locators. So for that, what we need to do is you have to put all the XPaths inside a bracket. Okay. Inside a bracket, you have put this one. Then use the index using square bracket. Okay. So inside the square bracket, put 2. So it will take only, see here, 1 of 1. And we want the second one. So that's why I put 2. If I want the third one, then I will put 3. It is pointing me the third one, right? This way, you can use this checkbox, find the XPath, okay? Throw index. Can you able to see it? See, this is the way we have to use the index position. Got it? How to use the index position?
Yeah. So there is no limit. Once we find the first one, we just put indexing. I mean, 1, 2, 3 based on the
Yeah,
selection.
yeah, yeah. You need to put the index over there. So that's how it will select that particular one. See, now it is 1 of 1, or else it was showing us 1 of 3, right? So now, similarly here, what you have to do is, similarly for the radio buttons, here also what you will do is, through this XPath, you can do the click option, right? So here also, okay, so this is the XPath, right? We'll go to this admin page, this orange HREM here, go to admin page, that we will do it later. After going to admin page, select first checkbox. That is our task to do. So select first checkbox. Here, the way we have done for radio element, similarly here we will do. Okay. So here what you need, web element type, checkbox element. This is what we have. Okay. Web element type, checkbox element equal to driver dot find element, driver dot find element by dot XPath. Okay. By dot XPath. And what is that XPath? This is the XPath by dot XPath. Okay, so you got this XPath over here. Next, through this web element, we will do. What do we need to do first is, first we will take the Boolean type, right? As I know, is selected or not, that we have to check.
Yeah.
Is selected. This is a variable I took. And then through this checkbox element, dot. See here also we have this is selected, is displayed, is enabled. So we'll select is selected over here. And then I use this if condition similarly here. If is selected variable is equal to false. Okay. If it is false, then use this checkbox dot element dot click. That's it. The way we handle the radio button, we'll handle these checkboxes. Fine. So
Yeah.
this way we can handle the checkboxes. Now you will ask me, I want to select multiple checkboxes, then how I can do it, right? So that is the one. So for that, what you need to do is, I'll treat it as a one. Okay. So this is the first one, it is done. I want the third one. What I will do, I will use the same one here, element 2, and the index position will be 3, right?
3.
Then I will select the same, that is selected 1, is selected 2, checkbox element 2 is selected. This is for 1. The same one I will use. Okay, is selected 2. I'll check. I'll click it. This is another way. Okay. Now I am having one question for you. Right now for 2 selection, I did it. What if there are 100 check boxes are there? We need to select 100. Can I write 100 times the same code?
No,
No,
we
right?
can use a for loop, right?
Uh-huh. Okay. So that is your task. Select 5 checkboxes over there and use the logic to reduce this score.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So this way we can handle radio button and checkboxes. Okay. Then in our next class, we will see how to handle the drop downs. There are static drop downs. There are then we have this but dynamic drop downs. So we'll see how to handle these drop downs in our next class. Okay.
Yeah. Sure, Rashmi. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.